communications that uses the strongest protections possible. Courts rejected 2 earlier FCC attempts to craft net neutrality rules and told the agency that if it wanted to adopt such protections, it needed to use the proper legal foundation, Title II. In February 2015, the FCC did just that when it reclassified broadband providers as common carriers under Title II. Title II gave the FCC the authority it needed to ensure that companies like AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon can't block, throttle, or otherwise interfere with web traffic. Title II preserved the internet's level playing field, allowing people to share and access information of their choosing. These rules ushered in a historic era of online innovation and investment. The Title II rules also withstood two challenges from industry. Free Press helped argue the case defending the FCC, and on June 14, 2016, a federal appeals court upheld the open internet protections in all respects. We're now preparing to sue the FCC to restore the Title II rules. This is the part that gets me here. I'm paying attention to this question because I think that's where this is coming from. In all honesty, that's just what it is, because we are waking up by the masses more and more. I love seeing it now. People are waking up to the bullshit. So let me read this question, and it's gonna give you an implication of what I mean why I'm saying what I'm saying. Why is net neutrality so crucial for communities of color? It's because ISPs are traditional media gatekeepers. Without net neutrality, ISPs block speech and prevent dissident voices from speaking freely online. Without net neutrality, people of color would lose a vital platform. And without net neutrality, millions of small businesses owned by people of color wouldn't be able to compete against larger corporations online, which would deepen economic disparities. And that's another reason too, not just black people awakening and trying to unite or are uniting, but also on the economical front. There's a lot of black businesses online who's making noise and they own their businesses, and they businesses are just as good, if not better, than European businesses. Or just people of color, period. Rather, if you're not black, even if you're just a person of color, from whatever race you're from, we're making a lot of impact, just as people of color, that's knocking these European companies out the park, and they hate that. So we got to keep that in mind too. And this is the last part of the article. Why is net neutrality important for businesses? Net neutrality is crucial for small business owners, startups, and entrepreneurs who rely on the open internet to launch their businesses, create markets, advertise their products and services, and reach customers. We need the open internet to foster job growth, competition, and innovation. It's thanks to net neutrality that small businesses and entrepreneurs have been able to thrive online, but without net neutrality, ISPs will exploit their gatekeeper position and destroy the internet's fair and level playing field. Without net neutrality, the next Google or Facebook will never get off the ground. What can we do now? Here's what y'all can do, guys. Congress has the power to reverse the FCC's vote. Urge your lawmakers to use a resolution of disapproval to overturn the FCC's decision to dismantle the net neutrality rules. I'll read that one more again. Urge your lawmakers to use a resolution of disapproval to overturn the FCC's decision to dismantle the net neutrality rules. All right, now. The Trump administration is doing everything in its power to clamp down on dissent. If we lose net neutrality, it will have seceded. So if you want to get some more info on how to get involved, certain things in this article is highlighted, so I suggest you click on it and find out how you can get in touch and get involved and make a difference.
Whew. Maybe a lot, people, but it's worth it.
It's worth
it to do the research.
Please do.
Just to kind of piggyback, but I'm not going to read all of Wikipedia. But if you want to, once you check out the links here, they have different links within Wikipedia down to the definition and related principles, just so you can make yourself familiar, so that when you know, fighting justice, you'll know what you're talking about, because there's nothing like a stupid person standing up or doing whatever you do and you have no clue on what you're talking about. So they have internet neutrality. It breaks it down what that's all about. Open internet, dumb pipe, end-to-end principle, traffic shaping, over provisioning. They break it down by issue, legal aspects, by country, arguments in favor, arguments against, related issues, references, and external links. And I'm sure within all of those, they have links. So it just takes a little time to do the research. Just do the research. And I wanted to try to see what this was about. So this comes from venturebeat.com. Venture or venturebeat.com. VENTUREBEAT.com. 10 worst tech stories of 2017, from Equifax to net neutrality to that awful Sam Altman post. This was posted 12 hours ago. The worst year for tech that most of us can remember in a long, long time is finally over. It is perhaps best summarized as the year that tech backlash finally came of age, setting in motion a long overdue reckoning. That's not to say anyone has learned any fundamental lessons or changed any behavior. We have yet to see whether the protective bubble surrounding Silicon Valley has finally been punctured enough to let a touch of enlightenment seep through. But before we hack off the gangrene limb that was 2017 and move along, let's take a moment to review the horror show that was the tech industry, in hopes that someone, somewhere, will learn some important lessons and evolve into something more closely resembling a human being. So one was Juicera. Making fun of this overhyped startup can feel like shooting entrepreneurs in a barrel, but toppling this expensive smoothie maker seemed almost too easy when Bloomberg posted a video showing how one can simply squeeze the juice bags and get the same result as buying.
That was that right. Well, okay.
Right, as buying a 400 juicer. The company never recovered, and it shut down in September. The $118 million in venture capital the company raised resulted in a big fat nothing burger. Number 2, Bodega. Just a couple of weeks after Juicera closed, along came Bodega to take its place as Silicon Valley's most hated startup. The story might echo that of Juicera, because in both cases, the founders seemed convinced that they were doing something wildly revolutionary, when it was obvious to the average human that this is not the case. Bodega offered lofty, visionary product statements to describe what is essentially a smarter vending machine, but that name left the startup open to being bashed on Twitter for cultural appropriation, and the tone deafness of the naming decision seemed downright inexplicable and thus warrants its own special mention. 3. Uber. Pretty much everything that happened to this company would be a top 10 worst story contender. And there's a link to this. It says, in fact, I wrote list of 11 of them here. I wonder what that is. I'm going to look. 10 worst stories from Uber's year in hell. Which we know this subsidized tax service is started in San Francisco. So, they say, well, there's a lot of them. Self-driving theft, the blog post, Grayball, CEO firing, board fight part 1. CEO surge. Board fight part 2.
You got too much going on.
Losing his London license.
Okay.
Hack, spying, and they said 11. I think I missed the first one, which is Kalanick video. Gosh,
Kalanick. Okay.
I think it's Kalanick.
Yeah, sound like that. Yeah.
Fake news was right after Uber. Harassment. Net neutrality. Equifax. Equifax, in reality, this one could be labeled under hacks, as it was another banner year for the dark forces of the internet. We could point to Yahoo revealing that 3 billion email accounts had been compromised. Or Uber, yes, Uber again, admitting to covering up a previous hack of users and driver data. But Equifax deserves the pole position for announcing in September that 145.5 million people had accounts hacked. Hackers stole fun stuff like birth dates, driver's license numbers, credit card info, and social security numbers. I mean, when you hack exposes the personal info of roughly half of the United States, well, you get a special party favor for sure. Snap, IPO,
all that stuff.
Trump's Twitter. Every day the president tweets something inane, often veering into racism, harassment, or an incitement to nuclear war. Twitter officials have rationalized the decision not to ban him by insisting that his posts are news. Fine. But unchecked, viral has poisoned Twitter's brand, as has its failure to take more aggressive actions against trolls, hate groups, and terrorists who have been abusing the platform for years. And finally, number 10, the god-awful Sam Altman post. At the tail end of Silicon Valley's Annus Horribilis, the end of Y Combinator penned the post arguing that it's possible. We have to allow people to say disparaging things about gay people if we want them to be able to say novel things about physics. Too much political correctness is killing Silicon Valley, the privileged white dude moaned. This was followed by a clumsy non-apology. Aside from the offensiveness of the idea that discrimination must be tolerated to have a free flow ideas, it seems to confirm our worst fears. The tech bros that dominate Silicon Valley have not learned a damn thing after all the train wrecks of 2017.
Craziness, man.
I tell
Craziness.
You, always
It's funny how Uber always pop up and always popping up in the news. There's always something with Uber. It got a lot of negative energy with it. Yeah, it's not a good thing, but that article was pretty interesting. It's funny at the same time. Certain things they're saying sound a little sexual. I'm like, that don't sound right.
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna read this here. I'm just gonna give a little information on this. This is actually coming from netneutrality.com. So they have a site specifically focused on net neutrality. Everything you need to know, find out, etc., etc. So they basically talk about, what it is, why is it important, some percentages of how it's used, call to action. They have a video below. It's a YouTube, just giving a visual summary of how the internet is under attack, and the lawmakers making rules and regulations far as how it's controlled, and people are battling that because they can't have freedom and open access to it. Then they have the Namecheap and net neutrality. They have the history of Namecheap. This is actually an activism sort of platform here. It's a website, but it's a platform where they they're being active with, far as net neutrality. So it's called Namecheap. You can also donate, and they have numbers of what's been donated and what they've gathered to date. They have the day of action, and you can learn more too. They have a sub page here. It's in the learn more box, but they highlighted something where you can go to the causes page to find out more about Namecheap's work. So please check that out if you can. netneutrality.com. And do you have anything else before we move on to the next subject?
I do not.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. I'll let you start it off.
Okay, so I guess the next topic, we're just going to specifically talk about Bitcoin. You cool with that?
Cool with it.
So we're going to just specifically talk about Bitcoin because this could take all night until next week probably, because there's so many
too much information.
Currencies and stocks and trading and investing is just...
We can do a separate show on that,
we can do a separate show on that. And hopefully, again, if we do a separate show on that, we can get a couple of people to give us different views on Bitcoins and Ripple and Coinbase and all these, et cetera, that are out here. But we're just going to give a little brief about Bitcoin because it's been very much, I see it a lot on Facebook. I see some on Instagram, but I see it more on Facebook. I hear, conversations outside of social media, in person. And I have some interest, and me and Uno had already talked about before Bitcoin came into play that we want to do some investing. Now, we're not going to speak on personally what kind of investing we want to do, but we had spoke about this way before this came. But just a little intro. This is coming from Wikipedia. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency and worldwide payment system. It is the first decentralized digital currency as the system works without a central bank or single administrator. The network is peer-to-peer and transactions take place between users directly without an intermediary. These transactions are verified by network nodes through the use of cryptographic and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoin was invented by an unknown person or group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay.
Sounds Japanese.
And released as open source software in 2009. So, I want to get a little bit deeper. You guys can read that. I'm not going to. Okay, here we go. Bitcoins are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services. As of February 2015, over 100,000 merchants and vendors accepted Bitcoin as payment. Research produced by the University of Cambridge estimates that in 2017, there are 2.9 to 5.8 million unique users using a cryptocurrency wallet, most of them using Bitcoin, which we know we just got into 2018, and I'm sure those numbers have even increased from then. So, I want to just kind of get into what is this? Etymology.
Yeah.
So this says the word Bitcoin first occurred and was defined in the white paper that was published on the 31st of October in 2008. It is a compound of the words bit and coin. The white paper frequently uses the shorter coin. There is no uniform convention for Bitcoin capitalization. Some sources use Bitcoin capitalized to refer to the technology and network, and Bitcoin lowercase to refer to the unit of account. The Wall Street Journal, the Chronicle of Higher Education, and the Oxford English Dictionary advocate use of lowercase Bitcoin in all cases, a convention followed throughout this article. Units. The unit of account of the Bitcoin system is Bitcoin. As of 2014, ticker symbols used to represent Bitcoin are BTC and XBT. Its Unicode character is can't tell what it is, but you can click on it. Small amounts of Bitcoin used as alternative units are millibit Bitcoin, which is MBTC, and Satoshi, named in homage to Bitcoin's creator. Satoshi is the smallest amount within Bitcoin, representing 0. Several zeros behind it. 1. Bitcoin 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. A millibitcoin equals 0.001
That's
Bitcoin.
That's interesting.
1,000th of a Bitcoin, or 100,000 Satashis. So that gives a little bit about that. It has the history, and it has a website. It gives you, like Wikipedia. It explains a lot in here.
Explains a lot.
Design, economics, legal status. That's your folks.
She trying not to laugh.
Legal status, tax and regulation, energy consumption, criminal activity.
Good God, man.
In popular culture. They have see also, and they have notes, reference, and external links at your convenience. You can click on and read. So that's coming from Wikipedia.
Awesome. That was interesting. As far as breaking down the different numbers of coins that has meaning, like what are the cents or dollars of them, but they have in another number version of it. It's interesting. 0.00 and half. What's that? Millibyte?
Millibitcoin?
Yeah, Millibitcoin, and it's interesting. You gotta check into that. I have an article. I'm gonna expunge on it. It's adding to what Jay said. It might reiterate certain things, so if it does, please excuse me in advance. Okay. This is coming from bitcom.org. It's a very short article. It's a quick explanation of Bitcoin. How does Bitcoin work? The basics for a new user. As a new user, you can get started with Bitcoin without understanding the technical details. Once you have installed a Bitcoin wallet on your computer or mobile phone, it will generate your first Bitcoin address, and you can create more whenever you need one. You can disclose your address to your friends so that they can pay you, or vice versa. In fact, this is pretty similar to how email works, except that Bitcoin addresses should only be used once. Now, next part. Balances, which is blockchain. The blockchain is a shared public ledger on which the entire Bitcoin network relies. All confirmed transactions are included in the blockchain. This way Bitcoin wallets can calculate their spendable balance, and new transactions can be verified to be spending Bitcoins that are actually owned by the spender. The integrity and the chronological order of the blockchain are enforced with cryptography. If you want to learn more about cryptography, that on their page they have something highlighted with that word. So go ahead and click on it when you get to this website, and it should give you more information. So look into that. Next part, transactions, which is private keys. A transaction is a transfer of value between Bitcoin wallets that gets included in the blockchain. Bitcoin wallets keeps a secret piece of data called a private key or seed, which is used to sign transactions, providing a mathematical proof that they have come from the owner of the wallet. The signature also prevents the transaction from being altered by anybody once it has been issued. All transactions are broadcast between users and usually begin to be confirmed by the network in the following 10 minutes through a process called mining. So if you want to learn more about mining, it's highlighted, and signatures also highlighted in private key. I suggest you go to this website that I mentioned and click on it to find out more information. Next part, processing. going into mining. Mining is the distributed consensus system that is used to confirm weighting transactions by including them in the blockchain. It enforces a chronological order in the blockchain, protects the neutrality of the network, and allows different computers to agree on the state of the system. To be confirmed, transactions must be packed in a block that fits very strict cryptographic rules that will be verified by the network. These rules prevent previous blocks from being modified because doing so would invalidate all following blocks. Mining also creates the equivalent of a competitive lottery that prevents any individual from easily adding new blocks consecutively in a blockchain. This way, no individuals can control what is included in the blockchain or replace parts of the blockchain to roll back their own spins. Last part, going down a rabbit hole. This is only a very short and concise summary of the system. If you want to get into details, you can read the original paper that describes the system design, read the developer documentation, and explore the Bitcoin wiki, which Jay just read through Wikipedia. So they referred you a few pages you can check out. So they got the Wikipedia, go to Bitcoin and find out about that. And they have a highlighted part here that says read the original paper. So if you go to bitcom.org, which I'm reading from now, click on that, and they have developer documentation. Read that too.
Interesting.
That was interesting, and I learned a lot just by reading that little bit of explanation that they put on their website.
It's a lot to learn, especially when you want to get into these different currencies, stocks, and trades, and all of that. You have to do your research, and you have to educate yourself, because just jumping into something and you have no knowledge of what you're jumping into because your friend is doing okay, that's your friend's lane, that's not your lane, and you can jump into something and you will lose all your money, and then you will be crying, you will be bawling. So it's very important that you do the research and educate yourself.
Yes.
And then the blessings from that is that you educate someone else.
And if you're comfortable with what you got educated with, then if it's meant for you to go into that, then do so.
Definitely. So I'm going to read this hopefully small article. I didn't even look at it it's small.
It looks small, yeah.
Looks small. Cool beans. So this article is coming from valuewalk.com. VALUEWALK.com.
All right.
So this was posted 5 hours ago. The reel is entitled "The Real Value of Bitcoin Blockchain." At the top of the article, they do have a YouTube video entitled "The Real Value of Bitcoin Blockchain, the Power of Blockchain." The video above explains the true value behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Blockchain. The type of mania we're seeing in Bitcoin is reminiscent of the 99 tech bubble. They're similar in that we have a majority of investors that have no clue about what they're really investing in. The strategy in 99 was to throw your money into anything.com related. Nowadays, it's throw your money in anything crypto related. Talk to anyone about Bitcoin and they'll tell you it's the future. But do they know why? Nope. In reality, Bitcoin doesn't matter, nor does Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, etc. They are all replaceable. We have no idea which cryptocurrency will survive, if any. But what will survive is blockchain, the tech that powers them all. If you're a trader, the cryptocurrency markets are fantastic. The volatility and pure mania is perfect to take advantage of. And because it's a new market, simple technical patterns work pretty well. Most inventors in this market are not even familiar with those techniques. They only know how to hold, which they have at HODL. But trading is short term. If you're looking to invest for the long term, then you need to invest in companies working with blockchain technology. In the video above, you'll learn why the specific cryptocurrency doesn't matter while blockchain does, what blockchain is and why it's valuable, how blockchain provides a new level of security to the market, various ways blockchain can be utilized. Make sure to watch this video to learn all about blockchain and why it's so valuable. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Fallible, Fallible, for more. Like the video and share it with your friends, okay? And if you're on Facebook, you can find them on Facebook. They have a link where you can click in this article and you can get to them through Facebook. So pretty interesting. It was a short article, but valuable information to it. Yep. So they're telling you that, the Ripple and the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Cash and
not
Bitcoin,
too sure of the value yet.
Not too sure of the value, but blockchain seems to be pretty more stable and consistent.
Yep.
And if you're interested, definitely check it out. It doesn't cost anything to look at the video. If it's for you, like Uno said, then it's for you. If it's not, then let it be. Because when you second guess yourself and you jump into things that you are not familiar with because your homegirl or homeboy is jumping into it, no, do it because you want to. I mean, it's good to hear feedback. Don't get me wrong. It's good to hear feedback, good and bad. Because when you get into anything in life, whether it's these currencies, just life in general, there's risk. With anything, whether you like having your own business, there's risk. Like you're not making millions of dollars.
Working at a company is a risk.
Right. Working at a company, having your own business is a risk because you're not making thousands or millions of dollars in the first year. Sometimes it takes up to 5 years to finally see something. So if you in it for the long haul, there's risk, but you have to, don't give up.
Yeah. And be sure of yourself. That's what it comes down to.
Right. So that's my little spiel on that article that I read, which I'm going to send this to myself so I can check it out.
All right. Well, we have one more. I have one more, and then that's it. We can wrap it up. Well, we got to talk about that. I forgot. Excuse me. Okay.
Should sue me.
Yeah, should sue me. All right. So I'm only gonna research things in this article because I already done broke down and gave you information on least majority of Bitcoin, regarding that. This is coming from money.cnn.com. What is Bitcoin? So why Bitcoins? The question is why Bitcoins? Bitcoins can be used to buy merchandise and not anonymously. In addition, international payments are easy and cheap because Bitcoins are not tied to any country or subject to regulation. Small businesses may like them because there are no credit card fees. Some people just buy Bitcoins as an investment, hoping they'll go up in value. Acquiring Bitcoins. How do you acquire Bitcoins? Many marketplaces called Bitcoin exchanges allow people to buy or sell Bitcoins using different currencies. Coinbase is a leading exchange along with Bitstamp, Bitfinex, but security can be a concern. Bitcoins worth tens of millions of dollars were stolen from Bitfinex when it was hacked in 2016. Transfers. People can send Bitcoins to each other using mobile apps or their computers. It's similar to sending cash digitally. So that's transfers. Owning Bitcoins. Bitcoins are stored in a digital wallet which exists either in the cloud or on a user's computer. The wallet is a kind of virtual bank account that allows users to send or receive Bitcoins, pay for goods, or save their money. Unlike bank accounts, Bitcoin wallets are not insured by the FDIC. Anonymity. Though each Bitcoin transaction is recorded in a public log, names of buyers and sellers are never revealed, only their wallet IDs. While While that keeps Bitcoin users' transactions private, it also lets them buy or sell anything without easily tracing it back to them. That's why it has become the currency of choice for people online buying drugs or other illicit activities. Here's the future in question. What is the question in the future? No one knows what will become of Bitcoin. It is mostly unregulated, but some countries like Japan, China, and Australia have begun weighing regulations. Governments are concerned about taxation and their lack of control over the currency. That's why they're trying to get involved now. They want control. They want control of everything. They fucking bullies. No surprise there. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say about Bitcoin. I wanted to read that to you guys real quick. And we can go on to the next thing.
Okay. So our last and final discussion. 2018. What you guys gonna do? Like real rap. What are y'all gonna do?
What are your goals?
We are now in 2018.
No excuses.
No resolutions, because we all tend to know we do not keep resolutions.
That's
and
true.
I also will be the first to admit to say that.
Just
I have
keep
to
it
speak
real.
from example.
Right.
I probably could write a book on how many resolutions I said that I was going to do for each new year
And
that comes
do.
in, and have never done it. Probably after the strike of 12 or that next day. I forget all about it. But you know what? Accountability is so important. For me, anyway. I have to be accountable for things. I have to check myself first and foremost, and then I'm going to check you if need be. Okay, but
if it's stunting your growth, as far
right,
as
if it's stunting my
your goals,
growth, absolutely. If it's stunting my growth and all that good stuff Uno just said, I'm just not going to check you just to be checking you, because my karma, my life is so important to me, and I have learned that because I put myself on hold too long, and I'm focused and worrying about everybody else. And to be quite honest, no disrespect, they not worried about me.
Nope.
They're not worried about me. So self-care definitely comes first. Self-worth.
You have to be selfish.
Self-knowledge. And it's okay to be selfish.
It's not
okay
a bad thing.
to say no.
Say no often.
And be okay with that. And I do not need to explain it. So I put that out to you guys as well. Know your self-worth. Know your self-love. Your self-respect. Know your goals. Know your passions. Know your why. I mean, those are all
Put
important.
your faith into action. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
You can have goals and plans and
you trying to tell
this
me
all day.
You trying to one up me.
No.
I'm only playing.
But if you ain't putting no faith into that and actually making moves, what good is it?
Absolutely.
So
spirituality.
stop talking about it and be
faith,
about it.
Exactly. Spirituality
The hell
and
with
faith
all the other stuff
comes first. That's
Right.
first and foremost before anything that we just said.
Right.
Absolutely. So when you have that first, everything else falls into place. So I know, and also watch, this is just my opinion, watch how much you put out here on these social medias, and watch how much you tell people.
Oh yeah, cause that can jinx you too. That can stunt your growth. Cause you putting it out there before it even comes to fruition. You haven't even started halfway yet. You letting people know your plan that you supposed to keep to yourself. That's between you and the divine. Because that divine is manifesting what you want, and you putting it out there, and you interfering in between that. Everything don't need to be said on social media. Move in silence. And then once your goal is accomplished, then you announce. Because everything's already set in place. But you're right. They run their mouth too much on social media. They doing this. They doing that. And believe me, I used to do the same damn thing. I'm no better than nobody else. I've done that same thing, but I learned to stop doing that because it wasn't helping me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you just have to be careful, like Uno said, putting your business out there, because that could bring bad karma for you. You just running your mouth so much that you blocking your blessings, or you not allowing for those blessings to even come in. And
you don't know what kind of energy people put out there,
right?
for
And you have
it don't always be positive.
True. And you have to watch the people that you surround yourself with. Make sure that they're positive positive, like-minded people like yourself that they want to see you come up. They want to come up. They want to see you come up. They're supportive, because there's a lot of miserable people.
Everybody don't mean you no good either.
Right.
Some people wish you ill will.
Mm-hmm. People are going to still be the same people from 2015, 16, 17, 18, and so forth.
Why, when you just said that, I like when people are honest and say they're going to be the same person
I can appreciate
from year to year.
I can appreciate a person having honesty, because then that way you know what they're about and you know to stay away from them.
Right.
Rather than sugarcoat it for you and put the fake face on and front around you and really don't mean you any good. And that's for family as well. It's just not for
strangers
or strangers. Like it's for friends too.
too.
Because a lot of times your family don't see your goal. No. They don't see your vision, your passion.
And to be real,
they knock you. They can knock you, not all, but they can.
And to be real, family don't support you as much as the outsider do.
I mean, true. I mean, that's very true, because I can say that I've had strangers befriend me and have been supportive of me in previous years, and they were put into my life for a certain time, and when it was done, it was done. But I learned lessons are good and bad for me, because those negative or bad only makes me stronger to make sure that I look out for what I need to look out for and don't fall back into it. And for those that have been positive in my life from 2017 back, I appreciate you for the time that you was, and I'm going to be thankful in advance for the people that are chosen that's going to come into my life for 2018 and moving forward out. I definitely can say on a business tip, I appreciate the people that have supported us and came on our show.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these people, honestly, that I speak for myself. A lot of people that I have met have been from social media, but I'm very picky, and that could probably be a good or bad thing. But I have been picky in the people that I have chose to come on as guests and talk to people, and I'm okay with that because it turned out cool. And I've learned some very valuable information from those guests.
I learned from everybody. Every guest we had on the show.
Everybody.
I appreciate everybody that came on our show.
Absolutely.
You know.
Definitely. I just want to, some of these.
Look at you pulling up stuff. I pulled up something too.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
It's not competition, honey. So.
Did I say it was?
Can we just move forward?
Why you trying to be a smart
I'm not being smart. I'm being funny.
I know you are.
Anyway, these are some of the top 10-year resolutions, but I don't like the word resolutions. I'm going to let Uno have it. Top 10 New Year's resolutions, according to this article, news.sky.com. But again, I don't say resolutions. I say goals and...
It's resolutions, what it said.
Moments.
I'm only messing with you.
Here's some top 10.
With you, right?
Number 1, lose
Hello.
weight. Yes, I know you're messing with me.
All right.
Number 1,
sure.
Lose weight. If that's something that you want to do, be consistent. Be accountable. That's a word for 2018. Accountability. Exercise more if that's something you want to do. Save your money. Improve diet. Something else, whatever that something else for you is. Pursue a career ambition. Spend more time with family. Take up a new hobby. Decorate a home. Cut down on alcohol if you drink alcohol, or cut down on caffeine if you drink sodas or coffee. Just something like that. Or, these were just examples. Clearly you can use whatever your goal is that you want to do. Make sure that you stay consistent with it. It says here, 1, Pick out the top 5 things you want to achieve, then prioritize them. Focus on one goal at a time and work on that fully before moving on. Okay? 2, it's natural to slip up, but don't let minor setbacks crush your plans. 3, reward yourself for success. 4, buddy up with a partner. They can reinforce your resolution or your goals and share in your pain. That's like one of those accountability partners, which I had one, we just was both life being busy for both of us. But if you can get an accountability partner, definitely do that so you can support each other.
Or if you just could find a friend, you happen to meet a person that's real cool, that understands your struggles and even your life, or just the path you're trying to go on as far as your goals, then so be it. Pick them too.
Exactly. 5, it's not always about giving something up. So those were just a few of them. They have more. I'm just going to send that article because it has pretty cool tips on goal setting, I'll say, that you can kind of get into if some of these I should say stand out to you.
That will be posted on our Instagram, Chit Chat Chew Show. So I'll make sure they get access to that.
Okay.
I just want to end it off. Okay, forget the resolutions and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. People talking like they're going to do it now that 2018 came in, first of the year. Whatever your goals is, put faith into action, get it done. It's just that simple. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to let the world know. What's for you is for you. It's not for everybody else. It's not meant for everybody else. Your path is your path, just like they have their own. So I just say, do it. Put faith into action. Something I wanted to read from my page is simple and plain, and everyone can apply it to whatever you're trying to do in life. It don't have to be these particular things, but I'm reading it because whatever you're trying to do, get it done. That podcast, launch it. That blog, start it. That book, write it. That idea, flesh it out. That app, develop it. That gift, put it to use. I'm going to read this one more time for 2018. No more talking about it, people. Make it happen. That podcast, launch it. That blog, start it. That book, write it. That idea, flesh it out. That app, develop it. That gift, put it to use. End quote. That's it.
Well, I guess that what you said sounded good. So I'm gonna just let you ride it out and let the viewers know what how to reach out to us.
All right, through social media, you can find us on Facebook, Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Like us on there. Comment, please. Share our page as well. We have a Facebook group, Chit Chat Chew Radio Show. Make sure you join our group. Put in a request and we will add you to the group so you can be part of our community chatters, our community. We have an Instagram, which is at Chit Chat Chew Show. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We have a YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, Chit Chat Chew Show. Subscribe, like, comment, share. But we definitely would love the feedback on our videos on YouTube. Comment, please, if you can. Thank you so much. We appreciate all feedback. Make sure you follow us on Vimeo at Chit Chat Chew Show. Now with YouTube, everything is updated. All the shows are uploaded on there. You can check them out, as well as Vimeo. It's a lot of previews on Vimeo, but it directs you to our SoundCloud or our Spreaker, so you can check us out on there too. So since I said SoundCloud, make sure you follow us on there at Chit Chat Chew Show. We also have a Twitter at chit_chat_chew. Again, at chit_chat_chew. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Retweet about our show. Get the word out. Let people know we got it going on over here. And that's it. And I'll let you tell them what the Be Authentic, the Instagram and the the Instagram and the Facebook, and then you can tell them about Lotus Monk, which is on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay. So, getting it together here.
Hold on, guys. Apologies.
So our Facebook, Be Authentic. You can find us. You can like us. You can like our page, Be Authentic. Which would be B, the letter B, and then Authentic. AUTHENTIC. Or you can look up Be Authentic Products. Again, that's Be Authentic Products through Facebook. Our Instagram, our Be Authentic Instagram page is Be Authentic_products. PRODUCTS. Again, that's B, just the letter B, AUTHENTIC_products. PRODUCTS. Our Lotus Monk. You can find us on Facebook for our Lotus Monk, which is a LGBTQ platform. It's not showing up how I want it to show up, but you can, if you just search Lotus Monk, it's going to come up Lotus Monk, affiliate of Chit Chat Chew Show, because it's not showing up the way I want it to. So if you just go on to Facebook, you can look up Lotus Monk. It pops up. It's the only Lotus Monk for real. Lotus Monk, affiliate of Chit Chat Chew Show. On our Facebook, you can like us. On our Twitter, we have a Lotus Monk as well page. You can follow us on that. It's under @Lotus Projects. Follow us on Twitter @Lotus, the symbol @ and then Lotus, LOTUS PROJECTS. You can follow us on that. You can follow us on our website, which is www.chitchatchewshow.com, www.chitchatchewshow.com. It tells you about the Chit Chat Chew Show. It has a donate button where you can donate. All donations are accepted. We have a guest link where you can click on the link and sign in. We have all of our previous guests on there, whether they were interviewed or they just had their music played on our show, on our podcast. What else? We have soaps on there. We have a large soap. We have a small soap. It has the prices on there. It has what's in the soaps. They're vegan-based soaps, so they're natural with essential oils. Also, we have sponsorships we're going to start putting back out there. So we'll have 2 to 3 packages to start off to show you what that's about. It lets you know which, if whatever package you may be interested in, it lets you know what it includes. Also, if you're interested in being on our show, whether you're in business, just you, yourself, and I, or you have a small business, or a large corporation, an advocate, a liaison, spoken word artist, or artist of any form, you can email us if you're interested in being on our podcast at our business email is chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. Again, that's chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. And I'll let Uno tell you about the music side of it if you decide that you want to have some music on our show.
Okay, so if anybody want to send music, whether you're an artist, rapper, singer, spoken word artist, but specifically artists such as rappers, singers, or you're in between, please send your music to chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. If you're going to send music, we need social media info in your track. And also, the content has to be dope. There's criteria that we're looking for regarding the music. We're not looking for nothing that's trash. There's just no other way to put it. So it has to consist of something. All elements or either element. Either it could be lyrical, it could be real, it could have it could be conscious, it could be creative, it can be informative, it could be soulful. If it fit within those lines, whether it's one or the other or all the above, please send it. We're looking for substance. We want some dope music. We got enough platforms out here for people to play the typical basic mainstream popcorn music. Any music that's not saying nothing, there's plenty of platforms for that. This is not the platform for this, no disrespect. We need music that's gonna balance our show. The frequency gotta match. That's all we're saying. So with that being said, send your music to the email that I just provided. And thank you for submitting your music in advance.
All right, it looks like we're done for the evening. We appreciate you listening to the replay on Spreaker. Definitely share our show, make it go viral, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, Happy New Year's 2018. Make it do what it do. Stay on your hustle and your grind, and no excuses.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone. Good day, whatever time zone you're in. Peace out from the Chit Chat Chew Show.
Peace, love, and hair grease.